Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
And welcome back to Studio 94.9. It's the Locals Lounge here at Radio 94.9. We are on location at New Belgium. I am so privileged to be joined by the Swashbuckling Doctors. Welcome, guys and gals.
Hey.
So you guys played earlier today here at New Belgium. You're just a fun, like, ska, punk-ish band. There's so much to you guys. You're just fun. That's what I tell everybody when they ask, how's the band? They're just fun. Check them out. They're fun. Anyway, if I could, from 1 to however many of you, could I get like a background of the band, a bio, just introduce me and the listeners to the Swashbuckling Doctors?
I think we better start with John. John was the oldest living member of the band.
Yes, I am the oldest living member. Drew, our bass player, is the second oldest living member of the band. I beat him by one band practice. I was actually the original bass player, and then Drew kicked me out because he's better. But no, the band's been around for 6.5 years. We started in fall of 2010. It was me and some of my friends from CSU wanted to start a ska band. So we did. And 6.5 years later, we're actually still playing, which is kind of amazing.
That's fantastic. Now, there's 8 of you in the band. Can you tell me how this kind of current synthesis, 9? You're like a Slipknot. So, can you tell me how this particular...
10 now. We just got another just during this interview. Yeah.
Someone showed up.
Yeah.
He plays the banjo.
What are you talking about? brand new band member? Oh, this is exciting.
We're 9 and we're going to stay.
Exclusive, everybody. Here we go. Tell me how this particular synthesis, because after 6 years, you guys are the two people that have been in the band the longest. Tell me how this particular group happened.
How it happened, I'm not sure. But I would like to say, we've stayed with this lineup for 2 years. We actually haven't changed members for 2 years. And it's fantastic. I love playing with these guys. They're much better musicians than me. And because of not having to change, we've been able to make better music because of that. I don't know how we came to this particular sense. It just kind of happened. Every couple months, some people go and leave until these people didn't leave.
Cool, fair enough. All right, I'm going to play one of your tunes, if you guys don't mind. Hipster is the tune I'm going to play. Can somebody tell me about this one?
This is Scott. I wrote the song. It's called Little Hipster, and it was originally supposed to be a song making fun of hipsters, and then it turned into this song about someone reminiscing about his girlfriend. I think he's a hipster in the character in the song. And now, somehow, we close a lot of our sets with it. It's turned into this big theatrical production with the trombone player usually dying on stage.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's this whole thing. So we really love playing the song, and Little Hipster, it's a beauty. So it's on our last album. That one we recorded a few years ago. I think it features solos from basically every member of the band in the single song, except Man Jack. He just plays really fast.
All right, very cool. Once again, I am joined by these Swashbuckling Doctors. It's Studio 94.9. This is called Little Hipster.
Starlight on Friday night, black ice is his so tight, surrender to our favorite song. Big scar, skinny tie, pleasure, fish is right, some protection never could go wrong. Maybe it is just me, but I look at you and think that there's only two who feel this way. Maybe the me was you and my love for you is true, well, forever now the song will play. But the banjo was on the frizzer, bass drum has lost his kick, the singer's well as bottom mo. What will you do when the music's all done? Where will you go when it's time to go home? When your friends aren't fun and the money's all gone, you know that you will always find a home right in a song. Dancing broke up the band and you let go of my hand. Our musical spell was snapped in two. Threw away the cigarettes, a crushing weight of regret. Now there's nothing left for us to do. And now your friend said yes, I feel that I must confess with, but still I felt all alone. And if I never sleep then, tomorrow's life should keep and my cover never would be blown. Cause I did not say what I meant, my love is permanent, it lives forever in a song. What will you do when the music's all done? Where will you go when it's time to go home? When your friends are no fun and the money's all gone, you know that you will always find a home right in a song. I had a dream last night. We were back at the Starlight, and the band, they played our favorite song. With the one last thing to feel, it felt so much more than real, and I held you close, we sang along. Though I know things will never be the same when I think of this refrain, I know that I am already home. What will you do when the money's all gone? Where will you go when it's time to go home? When your friends are no fun and the money's all gone. You know that you will always find a home right in a song. And a song. Hey, 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 Swashbucks!
All right, it's Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. We're on location at New Belgium. I'm Nate Wild. I'm joined by the Swashbuckling Doctors. Now, Scott, you are the co-lead vocalist, and I notice a very punk style about your singing. Tell me about your background as a singer and fitting in with this group.
I used to sing a lot of opera, and then I realized I really sucked at it, and I was a much better punk singer, so that definitely fit my style. I love a lot about punk singing, the over-enunciation, the rapid-fire vocals, the trying to shove too many words into a line. It suits my personality a lot, and I like putting a lot of personality into the vocals and the lyrics. So I don't consider myself a very good singer. I can't really hold a note or sing opera, as it turns out. But punk is the next best thing.
Right up there, absolutely. Now, earlier when you guys played today, I noticed a theme, and it was your unsung hero, if I may say, Drew, who, by the way, is a killer bass player. I'm up there just like ogling over his kind of, playing over there. Tell me about why you mentioned Drew's house so much.
Why do we mention Drew's house so much?
That's a good question.
Drew really wants us to come to his house and have a big party. We haven't been able to hook that up yet. But we are just dreaming about the day when we can all go to Drew's house. And we think we're going to write a song called Drew's House and play it at Drew's house and then probably break up the band.
Can the album be Drew's House too? Like Bad Company with Bad Company on Bad Company, Black Sabbath, same thing.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, so we just need to write the song though. So don't worry, we'll take our time with it. We might finish it in 40 years from now.
I'm going to be waiting. I'll update you. All right, next tune I'm going to play. I saw you guys play this at Avogadro's, I don't know, a few weeks ago or whatever, for the first time. And you played it tonight also. It's called Officer Jenny. Can you tell me about this tune?
So I actually wrote this song, the music for this song. Scott came up with the lyrics. I don't know if you want to talk about the lyrics a bit more. It's kind of Pokemon-ish. It started with the Pokemon Go fad.
Yeah, we were going to write a song about Pokemon Go, and then the lyrics quickly turned into this sort of Orwellian 1984 dystopian nightmare song about a guy who's trying to get this officer to notice him because he thinks she's really cute. But it turns out really badly for him because she arrests him and puts him in jail for being a dissident. I think it's very apropos to the current political climate. So we're pretty excited to be playing this new song.
I dig it. Now, were you saying this is like the second time you ever played it was today?
Yeah. We learned it in January. Played it at that Avo show last month, and today's the second time we played it. So we'll be rehearsing and getting it ready for the album that's going to come out after the album that's going to come out in a couple months.
Get ready for that. It's a good tune. I've seen them play it twice. Every single time they played it, I've seen it. All right, well, here you go. Here's a little treat for you. Officer Jenny, Swashbuckling Doctors on Studio 94.9.
I know you want me, do you need me? Officer Jenny, I've got a lead, but you can catch me. Did you miss me? I hear you beat your lonely heartbeat. Officer Jenny, so close to maybe you can catch me. Oh, will you touch me? What will it take for you to arrest me? Officer Jenny, your light is shining where I'm hiding. You found me, how many stars are next to my name? Officer Jenny, I can't keep up with your surveilling. Yeah! Hey Jenny, let's play a game. I'm an enemy of your fascist state. Redirect my movements on your database. Do you like what you see? Hey Jenny! And when I'm with you, I feel so lucky. Officer Jenny, our little room interrogating you and me, and myself so solitary. Officer Jenny, so close, but why won't you just touch me? Oh, hey Jenny, it's not too late. I can keep your secrets from your head estate. New drinks are bound by leather and chains. Do you like what you see? Remanded and I'm waiting. Can you see me through your one-way mirror? Please don't ever break your lovely gaze. Jenny! I can't turn my porch light on every click, and the keystroke records every impression. I'm so careful, I'm aware of all my heightened perception, and be very heuristic with doubt, lies and deception. What is really only know me by my forced identity. They move silence up the street. I fear my lost indemnity. One false moment, my stupidity will surely betray me. I only scream when I'm asleep. I cry, I weep for Drew. Officer Jenny. Officer Jenny!
All right, once again, it's Studio 94.9. We're live on location with the Swashbuckling Doctors at New Belgium. Now, our sales lady here at Radio 94.9, I guess she talked to somebody today and asked who in the band is a music major, because you're all, like, so ridiculously talented at your instrument. I'm just saying, that's true. How many music majors in the house? Mackenzie, Callie, Drew, Kellen, Mackenzie again. Who else? Kate. Okay, Kate isn't here unfortunately, but Mackenzie's a music major too, for the record, in case we missed that part. Anyway, yeah, it's so cool. So, are you former majors? Like you're all graduated, or one semester left for Kellen? That's so cool, and you can tell. I mean, a lot of these bands. I had a band in Pueblo. They were buddies of mine. You know, they were a ska band with a horn section, and they were all music majors. I think except for like two of them. You know, same thing. Just kind of goes without saying. You got to be that kind of breed to be in that kind of a group. Anyway, all right. I want to get to everybody here real quick. If you could, just give me some of your musical influences, your biggest musical influences as a on a personal level, not necessarily as this band goes, as you know, your ska roots or whatever, unless that's it. But we'll start with Scott.
I'd say off the top of my head, I would go with the Pogues and Shane McGowan and probably the Clash and the Police as my biggest influences.
I could totally see that. You have very nice teeth compared to Shane McGowan, too, by the way. Mackenzie, how about you?
I'd have to say my number one trumpet player growing up was Rafael Mendez. He's a really just classic, has that sweet Spanish style, and he's really got that nice articulation. He's one of the fastest double-tongue players, brass players now, just fastest double-tongue players in the world. And then Louis Armstrong as well. And I think we all can say this as well. Streetlight Manifesto is just a great group, just as a pod. Like, is that horn line is just amazing too. Yeah.
What does double tongue mean?
Oh man. Okay. So holy cow. So double tonguing is basically the process where you make the front of your tongue ta and the back of your tongue g, or you could do gu, and so you go do, and you go over and over again, and that kind of it makes like a fast sound, or a fast sound when you're doing any like really, really fast passages, whether it be the punk or, I mean, as a lot of us are trained as classical musicians, is that do-ga-do-ga-do-ga-do-ga-do, and you do it over and over and again, and it sort of builds up that muscle. Yeah, so little technical things there for you.
Thank you. I was curious. Okay, next, Callie, what about you?
Yeah, so some of my favorite musicians actually they don't play the same instrument I do. I love Miles Davis. I think he is so good at phrasing, great tone, just great atmosphere that he brings about himself. Other than Streetlight, one of my favorite bands is Cake. I think they are very versatile. I love their lyrics. And then Charles Mingus is one of my others. But if I were to go saxophone, I would say John Coltrane, hands down, is my favorite, even though I don't have a tenor, I never played tenor. But I dream about it. I treat my alto kind of like a tenor. Yeah. But
favorite Coltrane record?
Dios mío. No sé. Es muy difícil. No quiero.
Was Spanish the minor?
Sí. Yeah. Goodness, probably, I don't know, Kind of Blue in general. I mean, that has Miles Davis and Coltrane on it. That in general is my favorite album, probably of all time, but don't quote me on that tomorrow because I may be feeling different.
Fair enough. All right, how about Ryan?
I don't know. It's not a popular decision with the rest of the band, but I really liked John Mayer growing up. I really liked his guitar playing, his phrasing, his fills, and he has his lack of beard. I really like Tim Reynolds. I think he just has like the coolest modulation at every chord, and he's got an answer for everything. And I kind of wanted to fill that role in some way. And I think I do worse at it than I think I do, but I just just to kind of like fill in and just there's never a dull spot in this band, and if I can pitch in, that kind of feels nice.
Nice. All right. Very cool. And finally, Drew. Not finally, but finally I get to talk to Drew, I guess is what I'm saying here. Drew, what about you, man?
Well, I guess I primarily listen to ska, progressive metal, and jazz. And so, which are all, I guess, differing genres, but I think they've each influenced my playing in different ways. I think progressive metal and their use of interesting time signatures and technical playing, like Protest the Hero in particular, has been a big influence of mine. With regards to ska, as everyone else has mentioned, Streetlight Manifesto is just unreal. But also Real Big Fish and just how they kind of write. I guess they're more on the silly side, I guess. Yeah. And then jazz, just the emphasis on playing off of the other musicians in the group and listening and kind of improvising.
Yeah. Totally. Give me some more of your prog metal influences. Just a couple.
Oh, goodness. Periphery, Tesseract, Dillinger Escape Plan, Scale the Summit. Oh, goodness. There's... Yeah.
This is Drew's house.
Cool. That's cool. That's good. I was just curious because I get prog metal like in the strangest of places. Choice City 7 was a band I interviewed, and they're just like they're kind of this R&B group with a horn section, and the bass player's like a prog metal guy. I'm like, dude, tell me some of your prog metal bands. Which ones? Like, oh, I like Mastodon and da 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 da. He's like, all right, cool. All right, Kellen, what about you?
So I'm actually a composition major at CSU, so I have some pretty out there influences. I like to think more on the Scandinavian side of things. Rautavaara, Tuur, he was in Inspe. I'm not sure if you've heard of them at all. No, they're pretty out there. No, but like everyone said, Streetlight Manifesto, they were kind of the people who got me into ska music, and then when I heard about this band, I just knew I had to be a part of it. I'm also a big fan of Dave Matthews Band, and yeah.
Cool. All right. Mr. Drummer. Is this Manjack?
It is, yeah.
Manjack is this guy's name. Manjack, your turn. Tell me about your influences.
All right, I don't have many drummer influences, really. I can name a few drummers that I really like. Chris Penny is one of them. However, my biggest influences are definitely from bands. As Drew mentioned, Dillinger Escape Plan is probably my favorite band of all time. They're amazing, and while the Swashbuckling Dockers don't really sound like them,
really?
Yeah, right. While we don't sound like them, I definitely have pulled a lot from all three of their drummers over their career. So Dillinger Escape Plan is one. Gotta love some like old school punk, like Minor Threat, stuff like that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Operation Ivy, Black Flag, of course. So that's about it.
Very cool. Very cool. And finally, John, what about you, man?
So since I started like listening and playing music as a kid, Red Hot Chili Peppers was the first band I really listened to, and I think they kind of shaped me as a musician overall. Especially back then, I was playing more bass, so I was really into Flea and how he played. As far as the guitar influences, I would definitely like to second the John Mayer. He is a fantastic guitar player. I only recently found out about him. Johnny Cash is a good, I like his simple acoustic, his very different style, but very expressive still. And I also listen to some metal bands. I'm not a real metalhead, so I don't subdivide the metal genre. It's just all metal.
That's the best way to do it, honestly. Post-core, yeah.
I am a fan of the mathcore, I will say. The mathcore metal is fantastic. The Fibonacci polyrhythms, beautiful. But I do want to mention specifically Brendan Small, the mastermind behind Metalocalypse. I learned some of the songs from him. They were just super technical and super. You really have to get the skill and finger strength to be able to play them.
I once saw an interview with Brendan Small, and he said he regrets making Squizgar the fastest guitar player on the planet, because then he has to be the fastest guitar player on the planet. You know?
Good point. I never thought of that.
One more question before we move on. How old are you?
24.
That took entirely too long.
I had to calculate it.
What was the album from the Chili Peppers that turned you on to the Chili Peppers that made you like fall in love with them?
Oh, I don't know if I can answer that. I can say currently my favorite album by them is Californication. Although their latest album, I'm forgetting the name of it right now, was fantastic as well. Doesn't matter. Getaway. The Getaway. Okay, that's the name of it. The Getaway. I think that's a good album. The new guitar player, I also forget his name.
John Klinghoffer.
Yeah, I think he's coming to his own by this second album. The one before, he was not as good.
Yeah. I was curious. I was having a Chili Peppers conversation earlier with a guy. I'm 30, with a guy my age, and we both were introduced at Californication. However, my favorites are probably like the pre-Blood Sugar Sex era. And then also One Hot Minute I love for some reason, and everybody else hates it and hates on me for loving it, but I love that album. Anyway, cool. Finally, let's get to the last tune we're going to play from you guys. This is my favorite. I love this song. I want to hear the story. I want to hear as much story as I can from this tune. You have hats that say, "Make America Punk Again," and that's this tune. Tell me about this song.
We started with the title. We were at the Trailhead Tavern, a lovely watering hole here in Fort Collins, sitting on the booth, and we thought, man, we need to write a song called Make America Punk Again before somebody else does it. That was pretty much the entire reason to do it, and we thought, oh, man, we have to do this really super fast. So that was a Saturday, and then we all went to our respective homes, and Tuesday we all came back with a bunch of ideas for the song, and literally by the end of rehearsal that following Tuesday we had the bulk of the song written musically, and then I started picking away at the lyrics, basically obviously talking a lot about the current political situation, making fun of the candidates. This was about a year ago, so it was Bernie and Trump and Hillary all together. The song also sort of makes fun of punk in a way as well. It's a little self-effacing, I guess, and it makes fun of punk being too punk or starting to commercialize its own end and being destroyed by itself, basically. So we really love playing that song. I think we played it for the first time about a week or two after that. So most songs take us a while to write and learn. That one just popped out of the womb like Athena out of Zeus's head or something.
Yeah, it was one day in the studio where we came up with all the little funny subtleties of that song. We mentioned Sleater Kinney, Bikini Kill, and like sort of in all these really funny ways. And then Trump at one point names all the punk hairstyles he knows, and it's Kentucky Waterfall is always the favorite. But it's amazing. I think it just is it's a reflection of how we are as a group. We all got together. We thought it was, when we think something's funny, we just roll with it, and maybe we like nail it into the ground. But at the same time, it's like, wow, this came out of something really, really cool. It's maybe an anthem for, what we're all kind of experiencing right now. And I don't know, it's an amazing song, and I'm so stoked that we're gonna, share it with the world.
Well, and then we recorded and released it in like June, right before the Republican primaries, because we didn't think we had long for the song. Like after we had written it, we'd ironed everything out. We're like, we've really got to get this catchphrase out because, the election's going to be over, and we didn't think he was going to make it. And then now we all laugh because we've got a solid 4 years of playing this song, and it's very relevant. And then we all have hats. You got to see these hats. Come check us out. Buy one of them. I wear it all the time, and I get the worst looks because you can't see what it says from across the room. It looks just like a Trump hat, and then I have to go up and explain to him, and it's a great way for us to say like, oh, well, we're actually playing this next Saturday, and it's kind of a cool way to get into that, but it's kind of it turned into something we didn't think it was going to.
That is fantastic. For the record, and I think I've talked to a few of you about this already, if you make one in black, I would love one.
You're an only black kind of guy?
Yeah. I don't really stray too much. T-shirts too. You go in my closet, it's all black T-shirts. All right, finally, my favorite tune from the Swashbuckling Doctors, Studio 94.9 with "Make America Punk Again."
We have more songs for you, including this one. When they were young, they told you things like, you have it all, just fall in line. A pretty smile is for the ratings. From the bottom for the big things. And then you start and can't quite get there. Carpet ladder made of thin air. It's fair to you must be dreaming. You ever get the feeling you've been at? Whoa, let's make America punk again. Cue up, shut up, stay quiet. Let's make America punk again. See that the bass, but they entire pious the lamb. Check out the red, criminal intent. I can't believe it. We're singing, tear it all up, and then we'll throw it away. We'll make it punk again. Now you're older, you should know better. Common sense is on a bender. Free for 6 clog the toilet of the CBGB in the Newark airport. Take the girl out, hit 11 sex ma. Come over, boy, talk us out of loving asthma. Cable news, a fourth branch of the government. Who's telling you and who's co-opting you? The problem is you! Whoa! Let's make America punk again! Time for dirt, please take a number. Let's make America punk again! Longer and Contra going under. You hypocrite! Let's take a bed! There's nothing left for the 99%, but we can tear it all up and then we'll throw it away. We'll make it punk again! I think call attention to my outfit today. It looks pretty good, right? So I think in 4 years' time, we'll all be wearing this the way things are going in this country. I'd like to think things on the up and up, but we all know the truth. Everyone's in everyone else's pockets. So whose pocket are you in, and whose pocket is your representative in? Make sure you make your voice heard, ladies and gentlemen. We got to make this country punk again. And this starts with you. Whoa, let's make America punk again. Second person floor, present acting punk imperative. Let's make America punk again. Revolution is a plot, punk rock is a narrative. The MD, liberty, big slum, these things. We can tear it all up, and then we'll throw it away. We'll make it punk again. Whoa, whoa. Whoa! Make America punk again, yeah! 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 Make Russia Russian again.
All right, once again, it's Studio 94.9. Nate Wild here with you, along with these swashbuckling doctors. We're on location at New Belgium. Most of them are still wearing their pirate costumes. Most. What do I got? 6 out of 8 here? I love it. Yeah, we just wear this is my favorite thing. Scott was wearing this big old Russian hat. He looked like he was hanging out in Siberia, and it was 60, 70 degrees outside. I knew this guy was just baking in there. Is that accurate?
Yes, but on the plus side, the hat now has a delicious salty ring inside of it that if I need some electrolytes later, I can I can get nourished.
I was going to say, at one point during the show, you took off your hat and walked back to the back line and was showing us the stains on the inside of the hat.
I thought you guys looked thirsty or hot and wanted to cool yourself off with a refreshing, salty, sweat bath.
I'm so glad I asked about this. All right. Before we wrap it up, what's next for the Swashbuckling Doctors?
We have been hard at work for over a year, almost a year and a half, on a new album, and it is being mastered as we speak, probably literally as we speak. And we are hoping to get it released in May. The album is called Rescue the Universe. The Swashbuckling Doctors Rescue the Universe. So that'll be out on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play, and we will also be pressing it to vinyl like the little hipsters that we are. Nice. So we're pretty excited about it. So look for that coming. We expect sometime in May. We'll be looking to book a big album release party in Fort Collins. So watch this space for more details on that. Pretty excited about it. It'll be our second full-length release.
And then some official dates coming up. April 14th, we are playing at the Mother Loaded Tavern, and that's in Breckenridge. And then we are also playing on April 20th at Avogadro's Number for the Colorado State Music Therapy Department, and that is a fundraiser. And then the last official one we have so far is May 27th. We're playing at Dickens Opera House, and that is featuring one of Scott's really great friends, Mike Massey. He's an amazing musician. He plays in a wonderful Beatles cover band, and we're so excited to be playing with them at Dickens Opera House on May 27th. So, yeah, really exciting stuff's coming up.
I get to sing opera.
Opera?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again,
The
you're
opera
bringing it
docs.
back.
Yeah.
They're taking you back.
Well, it's an opera house. I mean, yeah.
That is fantastic. Once again, the Swashbuckling Doctors. Can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me, sharing your music, sharing your stories with everybody.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Like us on Facebook.
Yeah. Like us on Facebook.
Like, yeah, and visit the website, www.swashbucklingdoctors.com.
And dinner at Drew's house tonight. I think it's 8 o'clock.
Dinner's at Drew's house. Anything goes. Anything.
His parents are in town, so it's a whole family affair.
Oh, they'll be there.
BYOB, though. BYOB.
2 bottles of wine.
We'll see you at Drew's house.